One day, you're walking past a coffee shop. A mother holds her child's hand. A man checks his phone. The next day, the same street is on fire. A building burns. Glass crunches underfoot. The same people flee. What changed? The people didn't change. The mask fell. Right now, as you watch this, cities across California are erupting in violence. Storefronts shattered. Sirens screamed through the night, and the same people who stood quietly in line at Whole Foods last week are now looting, fighting, even burning. This is not random. It's not just politics. It's psychology. And if you think you're above it, you're already in danger. The crowd is always intellectually inferior to the individual. In 1895, French psychologist Gustave Le Bon wrote The Crowd, a study of the popular mind. He argued that when individuals enter a crowd, they undergo a psychological transformation. They become less rational, less moral, and more emotional. Think about it. A mother might protect her child with her life, but in a crowd, she might trample someone else's child without hesitation. This is not evil. It's deindividuation, the first stage of riot psychology. In a crowd, people feel anonymous. They feel less responsible, less seen, and therefore, less human. Le Bon called it the collective unconscious. Freud called it thanatos, the death drive. Modern psychologists call it a return to the tribal brain, a place where fear, anger, and instinct take over logic. Riots don't start with violence. They start with fear. Fear of injustice, fear of being ignored, fear of being powerless. And then, that fear morphs. It becomes anger, because anger feels more powerful than fear. And violence becomes a language. The only one people believe will be heard. In California right now, that's exactly what's happening. People didn't just wake up wanting to destroy things. They felt cornered, abandoned, and in the chaos, they saw something: opportunity. Psychologist Albert Bandura explains this in his theory of moral disengagement. When people feel oppressed, they justify violence by framing it as justice. Looting becomes reparations. Destruction becomes revolution. And people who would never steal a candy bar are now smashing windows with bricks. Riots spread like fire, not because of facts, but because of emotions. Social contagion theory says that emotions, especially fear, rage, and hysteria, are highly infectious in group settings. If you're surrounded by 100 people yelling and throwing bottles, your brain does something terrifying. It stops asking, "What do I believe?" and starts asking, "What are they doing?" We are hardwired to mirror the tribe for survival. This is why people chant things they don't believe, why they cheer for violence they don't support. Because in the moment, belonging feels safer than thinking. Mob behavior is not mindless, it is survival-minded. And that makes it even more dangerous. Here's the darkest part most people won't admit. Some riots are not organic. They are engineered. Throughout history, powerful entities have used controlled chaos to disrupt elections, overthrow regimes, justify martial law, rebrand public opinion. Problem, reaction, solution. This is a formula. A riot breaks out. The public panics, and those in power offer solutions that just happen to consolidate more power. In California, certain footage is mysteriously missing. Narratives are being flipped, and provocateurs, masked individuals, well organized, are instigating chaos, then disappearing. Divide and conquer isn't just a strategy, it's a science. And riots are the lab experiment. Here's the most uncomfortable truth. You are capable of this, too. You, watching this video.com/rationale, thoughtful, are not immune. Stanford psychologist Philip Zimbardo, in the infamous Stanford prison experiment, proved that, when given power, or when pushed into a group identity, even the most normal people become monsters. The difference between you and a rioter is not your morality, it's your environment. Given the right pressure, the right trigger, the right fear, you would snap, too. That is the dark psychology of the human mind. So what can you do? 1. Stay conscious. Never surrender your awareness to the group. Ask yourself, am I thinking, or just feeling what everyone else feels? 2. Avoid the crowd. The crowd is not a place of truth. It's a place of amplified emotion. 3. Observe. Don't absorb. Watch the riot. Don't become it. Distance gives perspective. 4. Question the narrative. Who benefits from this chaos? Who gains power while everyone else is distracted? 5. Master your shadow. Acknowledge the part of you that wants to burn. Control it, or it will control you. When the fire dies down and the streets are silent again, what remains is not justice, not freedom, but trauma. And sometimes the damage isn't visible, it's internal. In how we trust, in how we see each other, in how easily we were turned into enemies. Riots don't just destroy property, they destroy identities. They blur the line between who we are and what we become when no one is watching. But you, now that you see it, have a choice. Think, resist, remain human.